Hello and welcome to another episode of Space Time with Robert. I was not expecting it to be clear out tonight. The clouds have done me a favor and moved out of the way. And check this out, this is the moon. It's a full moon out tonight, and so I have a really special setup tonight. I'm finally testing out this weird little setup that I've been trying to do, and I'm going to try and show you a nebula. All right, and so we're going to do this real quick because I might have some fog on my lenses coming in soon. Oh, that looks so beautiful. Look at those craters. Okay, this is good view. Now I'm going to go to a star. Let's do that. Whew. Chilly. All right, I'm going to Sirius, the brightest star in the sky. Okay, we should have it pretty much dead center. Hopefully. Let's see. Okay, I see that little star. Now I'm going to increase the brightness. Watch this. Boom. Look at that thing. Isn't that cool? Okay, so now that's one of the brightest stars in the sky. Let me see if I can get it back in center. We lost it. Okay, it's coming back now, but I'll let it drift for a little bit. Let's see if I can get it down. Booyah. Oh, that's so cool looking. All right, so this is one of the brightest stars in the sky, Sirius. And you can see how bright it is. Cool. All right, now that we've got this working and we can see that it's all focused, we got those 4 points coming off the star. We're using a Newtonian telescope, if that hasn't given it away. I'm going to go to the Orion Nebula. Let's do that. Okay. Ooh, I kind of see it. And those tuning in, we're checking out the Orion Nebula right now through my 10-inch telescope. I'm tracking it by hand, so that's my hand shaking the whole thing. Let's see if I can. Oh, it looks pretty cool. There it is. You can see the nebula. You can see all that purple hydrogen gas that's around it. I think it's mostly hydrogen. We're looking at the trapezium right now, which is the 4 stars in the center of the Orion Nebula, and that's what's given that whole glow there. They're really bright, hot, young stars. Your future is as bright. Hang in there. I believe in you. Right, let's see if I can get it back in center. Cool. Look at that. Ooh, it looks like it's almost getting brighter. That's awesome. Yeah, welcome to the Orion Nebula through a 10-inch telescope. Give it back. Cool. It looks like I just have to rotate it on the horizontal plane now to keep it drifting like that. That's cool. Beautiful. Cool. I'm so glad that I finally got to share this before the year was out. I really thought that the clouds were going to come in and make it so that I couldn't do any more space. And I was like, oh, darn, my last video I thought was my last video for the year. But no, we get to end it with this thing. Well, maybe not end it, but hey, you got to keep it going with the Orion Nebula. And we'll move it back. Come on. I think I went a little too far. And here we can see just a whole bunch of stars. Okay, I see it coming into view now. It'll be coming in from the upper left. And there it is. This is the Orion Nebula. This isn't the whole thing. We can actually, let's see how bright we can go. It's going to get really smudgy, but let's see. Ooh, look at that. You can see sort of a structure now, right? Almost like it's like a cloud out in space. I'll drop the exposure. We'll go back. Okay, that's cool. We did it. We did the Orion Nebula. Okay. I'll let it drift by again for those that just joined in. And then we'll go back to Sirius, because why not? I've got the juice. We've got power. My favorite lunar features to observe, probably Copernicus, and that's the crater Copernicus. It's a really deep central crater. We could probably zoom in on it really quick. And then also, what's another one that I really like? There's like this crater that's right on the limb of the moon. I don't know exactly what it is, but I'll try and show it to you tonight. It's really cool. I'm trying to wrap my head around how big it is, but I still can't. It's huge. I know, right? I think it's about 12 light years across or something along that lines. You got to think that each one of these little dots is about the size of a solar system. So it's a big object out here. All right, let's go jump back over to the moon. All right, first let's go to Sirius, just because I really like this star. It's so pretty. Where is it? Okay, here. While I'm zoomed in on Sirius, I'm going to do a little bit of maintenance on the telescope. It is fogging up. Well, where'd you go, Sirius? Come back. Don't be so serious. Okay. It's being real touchy. Ooh, I found some stars. That's cool. Whoa. Okay. Sirius is being seriously hard to keep in view. Oh, there it is. Cool. And is that a bright star or what? Okay, 1 second. Let's see, what's going on over here? You fogging up on me? Okay, there. I got the fog off the lens for now. It'll always be back. Oh, this is so cool. I love this star. So we'll look at this star for just another second and then jump on over to the moon. I know. Cool. All right, dropping the brightness. We're gonna need to do that. Let's go back to that really dim view. Okay, so now we're closer to like real time. Let's, in terms of like shutter speed, let's go to the moon. There's a big bright thing up here. What is this thing? Ooh, look at that. That's so cool. That's no moon. enjoy some lunar surfaces. That was so cool. We got to see the Orion Nebula, y'all. Like, I'm still just like, what the heck? All right, now the moon. Let's look for this Copernicus thing that I was talking about. If I can find it. Let's see. Oh, I really like this crater right here. This one's called Plato, I want to say. Let's see, it's going to be coming up in view here soon. It's this dark one right here. That one. I really like that one. I like the little baby crater that's falling behind it. What sci-fi show is your favorite, if any? I really like the Expanse from the Amazon. Check it out if you have time. Ooh, you got it. Sci-fi show? I'd have to go with Star Trek. Probably the Next Generation, the 1980s series. And right now my favorite sci-fi book is The Three-Body Problem. I forgot exactly what the name is of the series, but Xin Liao, I think I can't remember the name of the author exactly. It's so good. It's so creative and I love it. I love creative sci-fi. All right, let's look at something else on the moon. What else we got over here? Tycho crater is definitely one of my favorites. Ooh, look at that big bright thing. I can lower that brightness. You can see the rays shooting off in all different directions. I love that. This is a beautiful crater. So here we can still see that the rays just keep going. Like that crater, the rays are massive. I wonder if the debris wrapped all the way around the entire moon when it hit. Hello, how are you? What else? Oh, hey, let's go to Mars. Why not? Let's do it. I think I've got the space, the room for it. Let's see. I'm going to try and do this without pulling cords out. Oh, I think I can. We're going to Mars real quick. Let's see what it looks like. No way, that's not Mars. It's way too dim. I disagree. Is it really? Is that Mars? That's Mars. Look at that thing. It's so tiny. It was so much closer earlier in the year. What a cute little Mars. Oh. Come on, hold still, Mars. Awesome, God of War. Rad. Let's check out the Pleiades. Alright, so we're doing this on a full moon. Definitely not the best time to be looking for deep sky stuff. Okay, I found it. Alright, I'm going to increase the brightness, because there should be a whole bunch of stars out here, right? We see nothing, but then when I come over here, increase exposure. Oh, we might be a little too zoomed in. I forgot we're using a really giant telescope. And there's one Pleiades star drifting by right now to the very left. Completely out of view. Here, let's see if we can get it in view. Cool. Here comes some stars of the Pleiades. Just drifting down real slow. Ooh, you know, this isn't as exciting as I thought it would be. All right, let's try out the Orion Nebula again, just because, you know, science. We like to repeat our experiments. Oh, cool! There it is. Come on. Oh, you see, these things are so sensitive. Okay, should be coming. Cool, here comes the Orion Nebula a little bit. Oh, that's so awesome. I love that we can share like these photons. They're coming from space and then they're going into the phone and getting beamed to you. This is rad. Hey. Hey, Michelle, how are you doing? Checking out the Orion Nebula. Oh. Okay, I lost it. No, I found it. I'm gonna have to tighten one of the knobs here because she's getting sticky. There. Knob tightened. Trying to get this thing centered. It's quite difficult. No, you can take off whenever you want. Space is going nowhere. It'll always be here when you get back. Don't worry. And I will post this. Come on. Sorry for the delays. Oof. All right. Oh, you know what I could do is I could rotate the entire camera and make it so that this drifts accordingly. Instead of in a diagonal fashion, we can make it go up and down the screen. What we're looking at right now is this is the Orion Nebula through a 10-inch telescope. I love how purple it is. This is the Orion Nebula we're looking at for Imshali Dewari. Now I'll just keep it going as long as I can. Yeah, Saturn has gone down already. Davidson. Yeah, thanks for having a look. I kind of find it comforting. Space will always be there to look up to look at the stars and give us hope. Heck yeah, I totally resonate with that. I really agree. It's always going to be there. Like, you can read stories about Roman armies that were crossing the Alps, and the Pleiades were in a certain place in the sky for them, and they noted this, and this makes you feel connected with a Roman army, you know, like, how bizarre and awesome. Space is, yeah, it really connects us all. I love it. Across space and time. Space-time. I mean, of course, there are other examples, not just Roman armies. Can you tell us about how you got into astronomy? Was there a particular person that got you into it when you were I'm guessing a kid? Sorry, cut off right there. Ooh, 1 second, I'm going to rotate this. And yeah, well, I've always been into astronomy. I feel like, not necessarily, no, sorry, I take that back. I've always been into space. And, you know, I've delved into pseudoscience a little bit here and there. Where did this Orion Nebula go? Hang on 1 second. Oh, there it is. Okay, we're getting it back. But yeah, no, I feel like the thing that really triggered me into getting into the science of astronomy was Carl Sagan's book, Cosmos. And in this book, he describes, in a picture actually, the picture is of a photograph of the sun, and there's someone jumping in front of the sun, and they're silhouetted in front of the sun. They're just a shadow of this person. And he describes that the photo was taken with a telescope. And I'm thinking to myself, this is wrong. How is a person so large in front of the sun? How are you taking a photograph of the sun? And what the heck? And so I looked into it, and I found out. And he also continues on later on describing Huygens and Newton and Galileo and all of them and the discoveries they made, that you can do some serious science with a telescope. And that science is astronomy, and it ties all the sciences together. And I was about 24 or 25 when I read that book, and yeah, that really just triggered it. So it actually wasn't when I was a kid. It was when I was an adult, I would say, that I got into astronomy itself. Before then, I was just like, ooh, stars, that's pretty. I'm a Taurus, right? You know, like that sort of stuff. No way they landed on the moon. That's a hoax. Stanley Kubrick directed the whole thing. Okay, let's try and get it back into view again. But yeah, I hope that answers your question. And sweet. The more this drifts across the sky, the more it's like playing with our field of view. I like it. And let me know if you want me to change it up at all, make it brighter, make it dimmer. Or we could go back to the moon. I think that'd be cool too. Brr! It's getting chilly out here. Oh man, but no, this is really cool. We definitely need to keep sharing this. No, I really like astrology, actually, as much as I will bash on it. I think it's really cool. I believe it was I read that it was the Sumerians that figured out the sky and, didn't figure it out. They just organized it for us and divided it into the astrological signs that we use today. And so, yeah, astrology was primarily, I think, used as a navigational tool, and I still think that's really cool, even, yeah, with all this stuff that's been attached to it since then. Oh, you can almost see some of the hydrogen, like, in the distance. What planet would I like to visit? Ooh, let me think. Mars. I think Mars is the only planet that would be fun to visit. All the other ones sound really terrifying. I mean, Venus, you would get crushed, right? The atmosphere is about as dense as it is at the deepest part of our oceans. So, don't go to Venus. Check that off the list. Just not going there. How about Mercury? Well, Mercury is really cold. There's no atmosphere, so you're definitely going to need a spacesuit. If you're in the sunlight, that's going to be a really bright day. If you're in the cold in the nighttime, it might be really cold there too. I think it's like negative 800 degrees or something. I don't know. It's really cold there. No, it's not negative 800. I forget. But anyways, I wouldn't want to go to Mercury. I just think it's too close to the sun. And so Jupiter can't land, Saturn can't land, Neptune can't land, Uranus can't land. Let's go to Mars. Wait, did I miss one? I feel like I'm missing a planet. Did we get them all? Venus, Mercury, Mars, Saturn, Jupiter, Uranus, Neptune? I think so. Okay, good stuff. Messing around, get this thing back in center. And for those joining in, this is the Orion Nebula. And me blabbling. Now, the Orion Nebula, I believe, is a stellar nursery. This is where stars are being born. If I can get it in center. And yeah, it took me a while to figure that out. Okay, I see what I have to do. I'm going to do one quick adjustment to the telescope. I have to make a bearings adjustment because the bearings are getting real sticky. And if this cuts out at any point, I'm sorry. And thanks for joining in. I think that helped a little bit. So cool. I love that little wall there. Okay, there it is. All right, it's gonna start drifting into view. Whew. Just had to play with it a lot to get it back into a good position as it rotates. I have to manually position the telescope and aim it. It's not motorized in anything. All right, let me look at some comments. Let's see what's going on here. Yes, at the surface of Venus, but 50 kilometers up in the Venusian atmosphere has Earth-like temperature and pressure. So cloud cities would be a possibility there. Definitely. And that's such a cool idea, honestly. That'd be so. There needs to be a sci-fi book or movie about that. Some moon on Jupiter and Saturn? No, we're looking at the Orion. Oh yeah, no. Yeah, no, that'd be cool. Ganymede, I think would be a really fun one to visit. And what are you most looking forward to in 2021 from a space exploration perspective? Well, if I had been keeping up on my news, I would know what we've already accomplished, right? Like, let me get this back into view really quick. From a space, I don't know. Geez, there's so many things that we could do. But one thing that I think would be really cool is if we set up a sort of like a LIGO experiment in space. I know they're already planning to do it, but yeah, if that was sort of, if some steps were taken, if someone made a breakthrough or had some crazy idea that they tested and it worked, where they could do a light experiment to to measure gravity waves in space, that would be really cool. And also, of course, the launch of the James Webb, if that got ahead of schedule, that'd be so cool. I think that's my biggest goal right there, or hope, is to have the James Webb launched as soon as possible so we can peer back into the depths of time and space in infrared. Gonna get this back in view. And by getting it back in view, I mean I'm going to lose it. Whoa. Come on, come on. I'm doing this with my hands. Sorry. Oh, there it is. Okay, cool. Huh. Handwork. Lots of tricky work. Okay. The Orion Nebula. We're looking at the Orion Nebula, Rebel. Or the heart of the Orion Nebula. This is a stellar nursery. I think it's somewhere around 40-something thousand light years away. It's got 4 really bright stars at its center there. They're kind of blending together because our exposure is high, so that's why you can see these stars are leaving trails. And those 4 stars are so bright, in fact, that they are ionizing all the gas that they were practically formed out of and illuminating them for us. It's really cool. My 2020, how has my 2020 been? You're pretty much looking at it. I mean, it's I've been very isolated, just doing my own thing, hanging out, doing my own stuff, going to deserts, going to mountains, places where there are not lots of people, and doing my best to share the telescope electronically and digitally, and it's been a huge success, actually. It's been very fun, and I feel like this is a really good way to do this, and so I've had a great 2020. I hate to admit it. I know it's been rough. I'm getting it back into view. Sort of. Okay, I think I lost it completely actually. So let's do a full readjust here with the eyepiece and everything. Okay, there it is. This is the Orion Nebula through a 10-inch telescope. Cool. No need to admit that. It's good to hear. Cool, I'm glad. Thanks, Boone Davidson. I appreciate you. All right, Sirius is a little bit higher. Would you all want to have a look at that? Let's do that real quick. We're going to look at a really bright star. And I mean really bright. The brightest, actually. Ooh, look at that. Those metallic spikes shooting off in all directions. I love it. Are those white spots hydrogen? No, I believe the white spots were stars. And so, would you say that these are sort of similar to the white spots you were seeing in the Orion Nebula? Because I have not changed the exposure settings, and so it should have the same effect. And if not, we can jump back over to the Orion Nebula and figure out exactly what it was that you were talking about, that what you're observing. There it is. That's the word I'm looking for. We'll try and jump back to the Orion Nebula real quick. Let's see. Wow, the Orion Nebula moved a lot. Stay. Okay, there it is. Sorry that took so long. All right. What does Sirius look like when you turn the brightness way down? Are you able to make out its round shape, or is it too far away to make out the shape and it's just a dot of light? Wonderful question. Let's jump on over to that real quick. I just want to make sure that we have one last glance at this for for Imshali Dwari. Are those white spots hydrogen? They're probably they're stars, and yeah, they're probably mostly comprised of hydrogen. But I think it's the purple that's the hydrogen. Let's see if I can get it back for one last little pass, and then we'll jump back over to Sirius. Come back here. And yeah, just because of the angles, this is getting so tricky. You know, I always said astronomy is like yoga for the mind. It's kind of like yoga for the body as well when you're messing around with this big old telescope. Okay, so unfortunately, oh, there, okay. Jeez, my lens is getting so foggy. All right, so there it is one last time. Wow, I love that winged bat thing that's going on there. There it is. Inshallah Dwari got it. Thank you. All right, let's go to Sirius, and we're going to change the brightness way down. Thank you for being patient. Hanging in there with me. All right, let me get it in view. Whoa, I hear a bunch of dogs barking. I don't know why. Like space time with Robert. Okay, we're going to change the brightness down. We're going to lower the exposure by a lot. Let's see if we can get it to be just a round ball or just a point of light. Let's see. Okay, I've changed it quite a bit there. Drop the exposure even more. We're trying to resolve the actual star itself. Let's see if we can. Oh man, we're getting down there, aren't we? That's how bright Sirius is. Oh, the phone's trying to focus on it. Let's see if I can get it back. Oh man, I could barely even see it myself. I don't even see it anymore. Here, I think I lowered the exposure a little too much. Let's go back. So there she is. Huh. Oh, the phone is able to focus in on it every now and then. I see it as a tiny little dot on the screen here. Maybe if I drop the gain, no. Yeah, I can't get it to quite focus in properly, but I can get it to be a really tiny little dot. And I think what I can't necessarily prove it to you because my phone won't necessarily won't focus on it necessarily. It just won't. I can't get it to, but it does seem to appear as just a point. That's what I'm getting it down to, a little flickering point, rather than a ball. I think we'd need a pretty hefty telescope for that. Yeah, it really does. I don't know. I wonder if I like defocus it for you or for me, if it will. I'm going to make it out of focus and then in focus. No, it still looks the same. Okay, here, let's jump onto the moon since we're so low in exposure here. Just to compare. Okay, yeah, that's the kind of exposure we're messing with. And yeah, all right, it does look like it is a little out of focus. No, my phone has, when we're doing a live stream on Does your phone have manual focus? When I'm doing the live stream, the phone auto focuses. And I can't. Oh God, I really wish they would allow me to just throw in a manual focus. Oh, there's Copernicus. There's that moon, the crater that I was talking about earlier. I was like, this is one of my favorite craters, and then I couldn't find it. It's that big one right in the center there, with all the rays shooting out. That's so cool. Okay, here, I want to try and hone in on one of these craters and get it nice and focused. No, that's worse. That's worse. All right, I think that's as good as it gets. That's cool. Yeah, the moon is really beautiful. I love looking at the moon through a big telescope. Ooh, that's so cool. Yeah, this is a really good setup that we've got going on here. Hello, we're looking at the moon right now. Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of clouds here as well. In fact, tonight was supposed to be cloudy, and I've managed to get pretty fortunate. I do see some clouds moving in here from the west, but yeah, tonight's pretty cool. Ooh, where's Cygnus? I'd love to show you a double star. That's usually a thing that I just love doing that. It's fun. Why not? Oh man, and now that we have this setup where I can show you things that are like really deep sky, I can hopefully show you some globular clusters here soon. Once I can find one. I know where the Hercules globular cluster is, but I can't find Hercules right now in the sky. Look at the moon back in view. Ugh. I'm indecisive of where I want to go. On the moon. But yeah, sorry, I was looking for a double star. Let's see. Okay, I think I see one actually. I'm gonna try and jump over to it right now. This is the second star in the handle of the Big Dipper, called Mizar and Alcor. Oh, that doesn't sound good. Ooh, I don't see it on there. Okay, I'm gonna have to increase the exposure here by a lot. Let's do that. I'm hoping to show you a double star. That is a binary star system. Okay, I see the star. Okay, take that back. I see the stars. But what we're trying to figure out is that bright one there that's at the top. I want to know if that's 2 stars or 1. Let's see if we can figure that out. it just looks like one star to me. Oh, sorry. You only get it in view. Darn it. Well, this wasn't how this was supposed to go. I can't lower the brightness. Oh, weird. Huh. Well, I wanted to show you a double star. But space is like, no double stars tonight. All right. Well, I think my live stream might be getting close to its end here of time limit. So I say we go back to the Orion Nebula, right? Keep doing that. There's that star up there at the top, just being all stubborn. We're looking through Apertura 8010. Let's go back to the moon. Because double stars are like, nah. I don't know why I was being stubborn. I wonder if my lens is just getting a little foggy. Yeah, you can see the fog now. See that haze? So we're probably pushing the telescope a little bit to its limits here. I believe that's fog on the lens itself. One quick glance at the moon. Let's do this quick. And then we'll go to the Orion Nebula. Tycho crater. Beautiful craters. Oh, that's so cool. I love the shadows. That's awesome. The name of the device I'm using a Apertura 8010 telescope. If I can, I'll try and actually message it to you. All right, let's go to Sirius. I'm going to increase the brightness just because I love doing that with this star. And it gets me prepared for the Orion Nebula. Ooh, look at that. That means we're in good focus, right? When we have those 4 points coming off like that. Boom. All right, so now we're in good Orion Nebula mode. We got that high exposure going. All right, we'll let this drift on by real quick. I'm about to lose battery power on my iPhone, and so that will be the end of this of this stream. It's dictated by the electrons available left in the battery of the iPhone. Gotta take off. Thanks for show. Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for joining in, Boone. All right, let's go to the Orion Nebula. Actually, I'm going to stay here for just one more second because there's a faint little bit of clouds that are in front of the Orion Nebula. And by stay here, I mean I'm going to drift off into random places in space. Okay, here comes back the Sirius. We'll be drifting here in a second. And that cloud should pass in just about a minute. Oh, hey, yeah, no, I do show the sun, Warren. Every now and then, I don't have the best gear for it, but yeah, I showed two sunspots this year, and it's a lot of fun. I love I love looking at the sun through a telescope. Safely, I might add. Don't forget to use your filters, everybody. That's such a cool view. I love that. I love just the multicolored spikes, like the rainbow spikes that are coming off. Okay, now I'm gonna jump back over to the Orion Nebula because it looks like that cloud's starting to clear up a little bit. And if I lose power, thank you for joining. Okay, let's see. Whew. We're looking at it through a faint bit of clouds right now, but it should be here in just a second. Okay, here's the Orion Nebula one last time before I sign off. Thank you again for joining in. We have the trapezium star cluster there at the center, lighting up the Orion Nebula. We're looking at the core of it mostly. It's a very large hydrogen structure that is, it's ionized gas. It illuminates a lot like how a fluorescent light bulb illuminates. It's just gas that's being ionized. So, all right, one last pass and then we're done. If I can. Let's see if I can. Oh, there it is. Cool. All right. Thanks again, everybody. I hope you had a fun time looking through our telescopes. Love you all. Stay safe. Hopefully I'll see you again before 2021. And let's see. I'll try and let you know what telescope that was. All right. Bye. Love ya. Woo. So much fun. Thanks. Bye.